Imagine waking up to a world where wildfires rage through regions once known for calm summers, where floods drown entire cities, and where millions of people are forced to abandon their homes, not because of conflict, but because of climate. This is not a distant warning anymore. It's happening right now. Climate change is no longer tomorrow's problem, it's today's crisis. The signs are everywhere, and the consequences are impossible to ignore. According to the 2023 IPCC report, global temperatures have already risen by 1.5 degrees Celsius since pre-industrial times. This threshold, outlined in the Paris Agreement as the point we must avoid crossing, has already been exceeded. As a result, the Earth is responding with force. Weather patterns are becoming more extreme and unpredictable. Wildfires, storms, floods, and droughts are increasing in both frequency and intensity. In 2024, we witnessed some of the worst examples yet. Europe and Asia suffered record-breaking heat waves. In Greece, these heat waves triggered massive wildfires that destroyed homes, wildlife, and ancient landscapes. Thousands were forced to flee. Forests burned for days, the sky turned orange. It was a glimpse of what our future might hold. At the same time, the rains didn't come gently elsewhere. In India, relentless flooding displaced millions and took hundreds of lives. Families lost everything in our homes, livelihoods, and loved ones swept away by rising waters. These events are no longer rare, they are becoming the new normal, and they show us just how urgent it is to act. Sea levels are rising at an alarming rate. Coastal cities and island nations are already under threat. In 2024, the city of Miami faced severe flooding, damaging infrastructure, homes, and businesses. And in the Indian Ocean, the Maldives is facing an existential crisis. Scientists warn that if current trends continue, the entire country could be submerged within a few decades. This is not just about property loss. It's about people losing their nations, their identities, their futures. Meanwhile, in the American Southwest, drought conditions reached a critical point. Reservoirs dried up. Farmers lost crops. Water rationing became necessary. This drought didn't just affect agriculture, it sparked a food crisis, pushing up prices and placing additional stress on families already struggling to make ends meet. These ripple effects of climate change are especially harsh on vulnerable communities. They are often the least responsible for global emissions, yet they face the worst consequences. One of the most painful outcomes of climate change is forced migration. Rising sea levels, extreme weather events, and disappearing natural resources are pushing people from their homes. In Bangladesh, entire villages have been swallowed by water. In 2024, we saw a surge of migration into neighboring countries as families fled devastating floods. These movements strain social systems, create tension over resources, and challenge political stability across regions. Climate change is not just an environmental issue, it's a humanitarian crisis. Sub-Saharan Africa is suffering from worsening droughts, leading to famine and water scarcity. In the Pacific Islands, entire communities are preparing to leave the lands their ancestors called home for centuries. And in the Middle East, water shortages have already ignited conflicts. In 2024, several nations faced rising tensions over shared rivers and reservoirs, sparking fear and political unrest. The message is clear: climate change is intensifying inequality and instability. But even in the face of these immense challenges, there is still hope. Around the world, people are taking action. Renewable energy is on the rise. Wind and solar power are becoming more accessible and affordable. The IPCC emphasizes that shifting to clean energy is one of the most effective ways to reduce greenhouse gas emissions and limit further warming. Alongside this, sustainable agriculture, smarter transportation, and conscious consumption can all reduce our environmental impact. Communities and individuals are stepping up. From eco-villages to urban rooftop gardens, from bike-sharing programs to plastic-free initiatives, people are finding creative ways to make a difference. Governments and corporations must also take bold action. This includes investing in green infrastructure, supporting climate research, and providing resources to help the most affected communities adapt and recover. Financial aid, policy reform, and innovation must all work together. Emerging technologies offer more tools in this fight. Carbon capture and storage, drought-resistant crops, and sustainable construction methods can all help build a more resilient world. But none of this matters without global cooperation and local empowerment. Communities need the tools to protect themselves. Nations need to work together to share knowledge, support one another, and hold each other accountable. Every single one of us has a role to play. Whether it's reducing our personal carbon footprint, switching to renewable energy, rethinking our food habits, or raising our voices for stronger policies, change starts with us. Climate change can feel overwhelming, but it's not too late. The choices we make today will shape the world of tomorrow. The planet is speaking. Through heat, through floods, through fire and drought, it is calling us to act. Let's answer the call with determination, with compassion, and with courage. The future isn't written yet. Together, we can build one that's cleaner, safer, and more just for everyone. Even the smallest actions, when done together, can create a powerful wave of change. Let's not wait. Let's start now.